Jon Jones apologizes, but Dana White still says he can't be trusted. Conor McGregor promises to make Ireland great again. McGregor confirms he'll fight at UFC White House event in 2026. Canelo and Crawford face off one last time before fight night. Khabib says Usman Nurmagomedov is better than Ilia Topuria. Islam Makhachev calls for his next big UFC fight. Joe Rogan claims Khabib isn't undefeated. Welcome back to Behind the Octagon. Today we've got a loaded episode covering the biggest controversies and updates in the MMA and boxing world. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford stood face-to-face one last time before their highly anticipated clash tomorrow night. The energy was tense, the stare down icy. Both men know this isn't just a fight, it's about legacy. At the press conference, Canelo made a very classy statement, with UFC boss Dana White now heavily involved in promoting this fight alongside Turkish Al Sheikh. Some people are saying this could revolutionize boxing, but Canelo defended his sport, saying boxing doesn't need saving. Still, he admitted that with Dana and Al Sheikh involved, the scale of boxing could grow even further. Bigger events, more mainstream attention, and maybe less corruption. Either way, this fight is massive. Crawford is coming off a dominant run, Canelo is a legend, and Dana White's involvement only adds fuel to the hype. Now shifted to MMA community. Dana White has revealed that Jon Jones recently apologized to him, but don't mistake that for trust. Dana admitted he appreciated the apology, but said he still can't count on Jones, especially for something as historic as the UFC White House card. Jones apparently reached out to smooth things over after the Tom Aspinall situation, but Dana was blunt. I need people I can count on. I know who they are, and I know who they are not.
Well, listen, Jon Jones is obviously saying all the right things, and, he reached out to me and apologized and all this stuff, but Jon Jones, to this day, I'll still say it, people always criticize and whatever, wrong, and I'm right. Jon Jones is the greatest of all time in mixed martial arts. But what he's not the greatest at is delivering, he's not my clutch guy that I know is going to be there and not pull out. And he reached out, he wrote, like a text saying, listen, sorry how this all played out or whatever. I want to fight at the White House. I'm serious about that. And, just one of those type of.
Has that changed your view?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
So there's no chance he's going to be on the
I appreciate it. I appreciate him reaching out and doing that, but I need people I can count on for this fight, and I know who they are. I know who they are not.
Gotcha. Well said.
And while Jon Jones is in the headlines for all the wrong reasons, Conor McGregor is making promises in true McGregor fashion. Asked if he'll fight at the UFC White House event in June 2026, his answer was clear. That's a definite. For sure, that's my event.
UFC's coming to the White House. Excited about this? I mean, have you thought about it? I mean, it's a pretty cool
I'm
thing.
ecstatic the Mac is back. And what better event? Race the White House lawn for a straightener. What I do best. I'm very, very excited, very eager, motivated. Bring it on, baby. I'm very happy that it's June. It was on in July. Now it's a month earlier. Even better. Bring it to April. Why not? Let's celebrate the birthday early. I celebrate my birthday months in advance.
So we could potentially see, maybe, possibly, White House, Conor McGregor.
That's a definitely.
That's awesome.
For sure, that's my event.
That's your event. That is
for sure.
And he also stirred the pot by saying he's going to make Ireland great again.
Yeah. To make Ireland great again, we return power to the people. We empower localised government to rebalance the distribution of power that Brussels currently have over our own government. That's how we do it.
You're kind of mentors when it comes to kind of political
People of Ireland, the mothers of Ireland, the sisters, the brothers, the fathers, as I am myself a father and employer of the people of Ireland. And I'm standing front and centre for my country. I refuse to lie down while the makeup of my nation is changed before my very eyes.
Khabib Nurmagomedov couldn't hold back when asked about rising stars. He boldly claimed that Usman Nurmagomedov is better than Ilia Topuria. His words, "They have to fight. People can say whatever they want, but in my opinion, as a well-rounded fighter, Usman is better."
They have to fight, people can talk, they can say whatever they want, like Ilia, Usman, It's my opinion, like well-rounded fighter, I think Usman is better.
Coming from Khabib, that's not just an opinion, that's almost a prophecy. Once again, Khamzat is stirring up headlines with a cryptic tweet. He dropped an emoji of the White House, hinting that he wants to fight on the UFC's historic White House card planned for next year. Here's the problem though. Dana White has already made it clear that the White House card will only feature reliable fighters. No pullouts, no missed weights, no drama. And let's be honest, Khamzat is one of the most talented fighters alive, but his history of withdrawals, cancellations, and weight issues make him a risky choice. Dana's priority is to make this White House card bulletproof. He wants fighters who will 100% show up and deliver. So names like Jon Jones and Chimaev, they might not be Dana's first picks. Still, with Chimaev, you never know. He's unpredictable, entertaining, and a massive draw. What do you think? Should Dana take the risk and put Khamzat on the card? Recently, Joe Rogan made a pretty bold statement on his podcast. He said he does not consider Khabib Nurmagomedov truly undefeated. According to Rogan, back in 2012, when Khabib fought Gleison Tibau in the UFC, he actually lost that fight. Now, if you've seen that fight, you know exactly why this is still debated more than a decade later. Khabib attempted 13 takedowns and landed none. On the other hand, Tibau scored a takedown and even landed slightly more significant strikes. Many fans and analysts at the time thought Tibau had done enough to win. But here's the catch. The judges still gave the decision to Khabib. And if you look deeper, Tibau later tested positive for PEDs and was suspended, which means that performance came with an asterisk. After dropping PEDs, Tibau's performances fell off badly. He was even knocked out in the first round by Islam Makhachev. So while Joe Rogan thinks Tibau should have been declared the winner, many fans, myself included, believe the judge's decision stands. It was close, but Khabib got the nod, and history shows him as undefeated. And let's be real, if we start overturning every close decision in UFC history, then what's the point of judges in the first place? Magomed Ankalaev just lit up Twitter with one of the coldest clapbacks we've seen in a while. After Alex Pereira said Ankalaev would have no say in a rematch, Ankalaev fired back with a brutal tweet. "You're right, I'm not gonna have any say, because you're gonna be sleeping and on your way working at the tire shop again." That's not just trash talk, that's a straight-up knockout prediction. Ankalaev is basically telling Pereira his title reign is short-lived, and the next time they meet, it's lights out. Now I want to hear from you. Do you agree with Joe Rogan about Khabib? Dana risk it with Khamzat at the White House? And how do you see Canelo versus Crawford going? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to Behind the Octagon, and stay tuned for more updates from the world of combat sports. See you in the next one.